capable of accelerating from 0 to 30 miles per hour in 1.5 seconds, meaning it can outlaunch the McLaren F1 while also being able to haul a pretty well-off family of 5 and their luggage to their lavish holiday destination. It is the Audi RS2, the car that started the Audi RS aka Rennsport bloodline, and it was co-developed by Porsche no less. My name is Jamal Lassica and you are watching C Lassica. I hope you enjoy the video. Let's get right into it. I learned about the existence of this car, the RS2, as a kid, from a book that my parents bought from a yard sale called Fastest Cars from Around the World, written by Michael Bowler. Now it was published in the mid to late 90s, although the exact year I don't remember, which is why the car was in the book in the first place. It was a car that stuck out like a sore thumb in between pages filled with Grand Tours and supercars, in a similar vein to the Vauxhall Lotus Carlton Avant Porsche. That was another behemoth of its time. The author of the book describes the RS2 as a wolf in sheep clothing. That imagery has always stuck with me whenever I see a car that's all go and no show. Now, I'm not sure if the term sleeper was, widespread in the 90s because I wasn't born then, but if you do know whether the term sleeper was a thing during the 90s, if you were born then, or if you lived through it and were involved in the car scene, then please let me know in the comment section down below. I would love to hear your stories and whether sleeper was an actual term back then. Now, the RS2 fit that definition like a glove. It was a true sleeper. It was a car that could both take you and the fam to the ski resort or the beach, and even take most sports cars off the day to the cleaners. Really, it could keep up with supercars with its Porsche engineered turbocharged 2.2 liter double overhead cam 5-cylinder that made 311 horsepower and 302 foot-pounds of torque. I think I got that wrong, foot-pounds, whatever. That means it could propel to 60 in or under 5 seconds. That number varies, but in or under 5 seconds, and all the way up to a limited top speed of 163 miles per hour or 262 kilometers per hour. Now, 4.8 seconds seems to be the number most people go with, but some say it's 5.4 seconds. Whatever the number is, that number is respectable even by today's standards, because the RS2 is able to keep up with some newer sports cars in a straight line. Keyword being in a straight line. Don't get me wrong, it's nimble. It's a nimble car if Forza's benchmark Simcade physics are anything to go by, but it understeers like mad when you push it past the limit, but it is very nimble up to the limit. Top Gear magazine seems to share my opinion, and they've driven the actual car. Now, as for the Porsche part of the RS2, the name adorns the inaugural RS badging on the car, and it had a blue, red, and silver insignia, quite similar, suspiciously similar, to the M car of the day, which was one of its main competitors. But now that is completely different from the singular red RS motif we see today. The Porsche influence goes deeper than that though. There's more components taken from Porsche cars, such as the Porsche Cup rims, the brakes, the indicators, and that unique rear taillight bar. It's unique to the RS2. Heck, even the mirrors, the wing mirrors, were also taken from a Porsche 911, the 993 generation, the car that was available at the time. It was built in the same Porsche factory as the Mercedes-Benz 500e. Although some people argue that the RS2 is arguably more Porsche than the Benz ever could be. That's not a discussion I want to have though. Both cars are amazing. Now the RS2, the Audi RS2 is most famous for being in Nogaro blue. That's the car that everyone pictures whenever they see an RS2. That really iconic blue shade. But it could be spec'd in wilder colors like green and purple as well. And some people have spec'd it like that. Kudos to them. Great for breaking the mold. However, this four-wheel symbol of German-engineered lunacy proved to be too much for the lawmakers in the good old US of A. And they banned it. Yep, they banned it. But the good news or the bad news, depending on who you are, is that you're allowed to import cars that are older than 25 years old to the US, and the Audi RS2 fits the bill. Expect prices to go up and expect the car's value to reach levels of unobtainium that the world has never seen before. The car will go appreciate like crazy. I'm not gonna say buy it because I don't buy into the hype. The car is an amazing car and it's gonna be unobtainable. It's just gonna be a poster car for the majority of us. But yeah, it was good. It was a really good car. Now, actually owning one, if you don't have the means to own one, and by having the means I mean being able to maintain and repair stuff on the car, trust me, you wouldn't want an RS2 in your garage if you couldn't afford it. Trust me, old German cars can be a little bit of a pain to fix. Don't ask me how I know. Maybe that's a story for another day, but trust me, the Audi RS2 is best left in the hands of people who can actually take care of it and who are willing to pay the price to keep it running and roadworthy. Not people who keep it locked up in a glass case so that him and his rich friends can ogle at it. I hope all the people who buy an RS2 enjoy the car for what it is and keep it running on the road. Bring it to car meets so the public can see it. Wouldn't that be a wonderful thing? I honestly think it would. Now, this was my 2 cents on the car and a little bit of a history. I made this video so that people would be encouraged, people who watch it would be encouraged to go find out about the car for themselves, because it truly is a fascinating car from a bygone era. I hope you've enjoyed the video. My name was Chamod Lassika, and if you enjoyed it, of course, feel free to like, subscribe, all that good jazz. I hope you have a great week ahead of you. This is C. Lassika, Chamod Lassika, signing out. Peace.